When I was in kindergarten, I did not like going to sleep. I was so scared of the dark and the noises from the house. And what I wanted was comfort and control. So I expressed this by going to my parents, kicking and screaming, refusing to turn the lights off and go to sleep. After my dad had finished taking all the toys out of my room, telling me to use his cell phone, I remember sitting next to my door, my mom sitting on the other side so I could open it. My eyes were off from crying. Why won't she let me out? I didn't do anything wrong. Please let me escape into the comfort and control that I had, because I clearly am not meant to do this sleeping in my own room thing. The next day, or the next thing I hear is a prayer from my mom. And I do not remember what she said, because that was 15 years ago. Only that she prayed long enough for me to fall asleep so that we could repeat this cycle the next night. Little did 5-year-old Reese know that this was a pattern and a lesson we would spend 20 years learning. When I'm going to sleep, I figured that out. On my first day of high school, my mom dropped me off into the most unknown thing 15-year-old Reese had yet to face. We were both so afraid for me, and she undoubtedly said a prayer for me as she rolled out of the parking lot. And wow, those next 4 years were a lot of change and challenge. Mom pushed me every step of the way to be a fearless leader. Every opportunity I took, Mom made sure I was giving 100% of my effort, never any less. Mom used to say that I passed her math skills by the time I got to 7th grade. She had no idea where I got any of my gifts other than from God. And while part of that may be true, my mom knew how to refine me and made it so that my skill was never because I was lucky, or because I was natural at something, but because I had dedicated myself more than anyone so that I could excel. I watched her do this throughout high school and her work. Mom had switched jobs at the start of my freshman year, so she watched me grow into adulthood. I saw what it meant to take a chance and plunge into something unknown with more dedication and effort than anyone else. This is clearly something I had to take to heart going into my next chapter. Mom knew I would want to stay close to home, to have comfort and control wherever I ended up. Because of this, we looked almost exclusively at out-of-state schools with drive. This time, I knew it wasn't because I did anything wrong. But that Mom knew how to push me to achieve more than she knew that I would by staying close to the comfort of home. This led me to Missouri, a comfortable drive away that forced me to dwell in my discomfort for long weekends without classes to distract myself with. I remember a Friday afternoon about a year ago now, calling my mom asking for permission to come home for the weekend. She would always respond with, "You never need permission to come home." But in this conversation, she encouraged me to stay at school, get out, and make friends, something I really needed at the time. And while I'm pretty sure I did go home that weekend, the prayer Mom said on the phone with me undoubtedly led into some of the best friendships I've ever had. Mom always had a prescription for my problems. She was blessed with being able to simultaneously cut through and embrace the emotions of my life to guide me through discomfort and drive growth in me. This summer, I stayed in Missouri to work to lower my tuition. Yet another thing seemingly thrown onto me that I did not want to do. Have I not pushed myself enough? Can I not come home and rest? Mom was berated with bi-weekly calls of this. I was in the most discomfort, the least control, the lowest point I had seemingly ever had. But I know that Mom prayed for me. Coming home from my job every night, I never doubted that Mom loved me. She was pushing me to be the best version of myself, someone who did not feel fear, but pushed on, or did not feel fear, but pushed on through the fear to see to the other side. The first time I was home for this semester, right before Mom went to the hospital for the first time, she gave me a hug and told me that this summer had grown me more than any experience before, and she was proud of the man I had become. On the morning of my high school graduation, I woke up to a letter on my bed from my mom to send me off into the real world, and she closed her letter with this: "Thank you for growing up with Dad and I. Thank you for holding all of us to the highest standard and setting the bar high. Thank you for always going first, walking bravely, and most of all, thank you for showing me Jesus just by being here. There will be days where you will need to be reminded of the power of prayer, where your faith and hope will feel so far away. I pray this letter will serve as a reminder to you that God is always with you, through you, and for you, even when all seems lost. Congratulations. I know your impact on the world is just beginning. I love you. Love, Mom."